Joining us to get a better understanding, Tony Perkins from the Family Research Council. Tony, thank you so much for joining us and helping us get a better understanding of a lot of these bills that we're seeing. I want to start in North Carolina. What do you find unique about this bill, and what would the consequences be?
Elizabeth, what the legislators in North Carolina did was simply say, for public safety purposes, we're not going to allow an ordinance in Charlotte which would require private businesses and others to open up their restroom facilities, locker rooms, so that a man could go in to a woman's bathroom or where girls are at. They said it was a public safety issue. So that was simply saying the government cannot force businesses to do that. Does not prohibit business if they want to do it on their own. And that's the hypocrisy where you see businesses like PayPal weighing in, saying they're going to boycott, they're not going to do business in North Carolina, when they don't even have these policies within their own private businesses that they're free to do.
There are 13 states considering legislation, according to our brain room, relating to bathroom usage, but they are different. So they're the same but different. There's sort of a plaid, if you will, if that makes sense, of reasonings behind. Some of it public safety, others religious liberty. How do you clarify that for folks, and why is there such a misunderstanding for some of these laws that are being presented?
Well, this comes in the wake of the Supreme Court last June redefining marriage and opening the door to all kinds of public policy problems. Mississippi, for instance, last week signed into law a religious liberty bill, different than North Carolina. And what it does is it says the government, and contrary to what people are saying that this allows discrimination, it actually prohibits discrimination. It prohibits the government from discriminating against a religious organization or an individual based upon their religious beliefs.
But PayPal says it is, and the governor of Georgia says it is. What do you say to them?
Well, I say, for instance, you've got a number of nonprofit, faith-based adoption agencies, for instance, that work with the state to place children in homes, but they have a faith statement. They believe that marriage, as the president did just a few years ago, is the union of a man and a woman. What this does is prohibits the state taking away their tax exemption or not working with them to place children into a position or into a home, or it would prohibit the state from taking away the tax exemption of a church because the church believes that marriage is the union of a man and a woman. So what it does, it keeps the state from being used as a club to beat people into submission and to abandon their deeply held beliefs.
Mississippi, you brought up, has certainly more of a sweeping law. Can you explain to me why Mississippi has probably larger consequences, and where do we draw the line? Where do state lawmakers draw the line?
Again, Elizabeth, what Mississippi does, it does not take away any rights from someone who say they believe in same-sex marriage or they want a same-sex marriage. It doesn't take anything away from them. What it does is it keeps the state from punishing someone because they believe that marriage is still the union of a man and a woman. So it would prohibit the state from affecting their tax status or from denying them, say they're in the business of helping drug addicts, and they're a faith-based organization. Because they believe that marriage is a union of a man and a woman, they couldn't be denied a state contract to help teenagers. So it's simply taking the state out of this so that the state cannot be used to bludgeon people. This is all about our first freedom, the freedom to believe and live according to your beliefs. That's fundamental. And that's what has made America work, is that we've given people that space. This, I believe, what Mississippi has done is that compromise that will give us that space so that we can have a civil society.
I wish we could have you on to talk more about it, Tony Perkins. We appreciate it. A complicated issue. Thank you for breaking it down for us.
Thanks, Elizabeth.